Why I still love the iPhone despite the negative press. That video is coming up right now. Let's go. So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology, and welcome to Why I Still Love the iPhone Despite the Negative Press. Now, for a little thesis, we're not going to discuss the stock prices and pleasing investors and the lack of innovation on the Apple side. It's very easy to critique Apple. I've done it myself even, so I'm no stranger to this. In my recent video, Has Apple Lost Their Mind? You can check it out down below. But in this one, I just want to spread a positive message about the things that I love about the brand's #1 product, which is the iPhone. And I'm not going to cover software updates here, as that's the most obvious advantage. We all know this one by now. So let's go ahead and get into the first reason why I still love the iPhone despite all the negativity around the price point of the current iPhones. So the first one is video quality and the stability of that video, being able to just give you a really efficient, stable, reliable video every time you pull out your iPhone. This is one of the biggest draws for me as a content creator with the iPhone. Now, the reason I'm holding the 6S is because this is the phone that really kicked it off with the 4K on an iPhone. Also, the iPhone 10 edition, as well as the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus, brought the 4K 60 frames per second, which if you don't know anything about cameras, you wouldn't know, but this is 4 times 1080p and ultra smooth at a 60 frames per second. Most people that are buying regular cameras, like what you're seeing this video shot on, don't even have 4K 60p and are desiring it in the camera market. So this is huge. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that 4K 60 on a phone is on a much tinier sensor, so it doesn't have the same color bitrate as some of the more professional cameras. So it's still going to look like phone video, but still really good for a phone overall. And at the pace that these cameras are advancing, we should see iPhones potentially even take out the DSLR market. There only might be bested by the full frames down the line, as I do see that if this progress keeps up, that they might overtake, everything but the highest ends of cameras. Now, this next one is the smooth feel of the iPhone. Now, it really got a lot smoother when the iPhone 10 launched. Although iPhones have been very smooth for a while, to this day, I still feel like it's unmatched. Besides phones like the Razr phone, and the Pixel is getting right there for the device. But overall, it's really hard to beat how smooth the gestures, the animations look when you are operating any of the newer iPhone. Specifically, the 10 series really shows this off very well, because the gestures, Apple just really nailed it when it comes to how smooth they feel. So anyone with a 10R, an iPhone 10, a 10s Max will tell you they love how smooth the device is. Even Android users who've had an iPhone before and went back to Android will say, I miss the smoothness of iPhone, but I still love my Android. A lot of people do talk about this. So for me, this is one of the main reasons I still love the device, is how smooth it feels to this day. And besides like the Razr phone, I really haven't seen a lot of other phones match the level of smooth you're going to get on an iPhone device. So still do like this in 2019. So the next reason I love these phones still is quality control. It's something we don't discuss often, but what is quality control? Well, it's basically when you get your iPhone, how well does Apple maintain its manufacturing standards to give you a high quality product from the start in comparison to the marketing message and specification that they put out when they originally announced the device? Are they living up to what they're saying? If they're saying it's a high quality device, are you getting that out of the box from the start? And Apple really has stepped it up in this area. They've always had very good quality control, but the iPhone 5 had a little bit of an issue with the chipping on the edges. But a lot of the latest iPhones, even the 10, was a massive success when it comes to good quality right away, not many complaints on the device. Now, software bugs still do happen on brand new iPhones, but the hardware is definitely going to highly likely match up to your expectations. The quality control is something I really do like about the iPhone. When I got the Pixel 3 earlier this year, there was a big, scuff on it. I had to send it back to Google to get it returned. So that's just the little things I'm talking about that you don't think about, but they nail it pretty much every time. So the next one is kind of an old argument, but it still holds true today, and that's that apps still look better. Now, applications like Starbucks, if you're going to get your coffee, big businesses like this usually match the experience on both iPhone and Android, but it's some of the smaller apps or some of those unique apps that you can't find on one platform over the other, or even some of the bigger ones like Snapchat, for example, that'll get an update first on the iPhone, maybe piss off some users, maybe not. But at the end of the day, I think a lot can agree that a lot of applications for the iPhone just definitely look better when you do download them. So if you get like a video app, for example, a lot of these will look better than some of the weaker looking video applications for recording that I've seen on the other platforms. So overall, I think that this is one of the reasons why the iPhone is still a cherished device, is because the app polish is really strong. So the next one is about ecosystems. Now, let me give you a little bit of context. I'm in the Windows ecosystem. I got a Windows laptop with 16 gigs of RAM, Core i5 CPU. It's awesome. I'm also in the Google ecosystem. I had a few Chromebooks. I got rid of them, but I was there as well. And I do have plenty of Android phones, as you well know, on the channel. But one thing I want to say about the Apple ecosystem is that it's very hard to beat when you do get multiple Apple products working together. Now, this might take some time for you to get an iPad and an iPhone. You might not have it all at once, and it kind of feels limited until you do have a couple of Apple products. You don't need them all, but one or two kind of works well enough. But there's just really no ecosystem that gets close to how easy all this stuff works together once you do get it set up. I haven't seen many. Now, Google is very close with the Chromebook and Android. Those things work excellent together, and the Android Wear watches, but the Apple Watch is just on another level, as is the ecosystem. Just, you can be writing a note, it'll pop up on your iPod, it'll pop up on your Mac if you got one, and everything just works together. So airdropping is also awesome. If you know an iPhone user, hey, can I send you this photo? Yes, just airdrop it to me. I mean, it's quicker than lightning. So right here is one of the main reasons why I still actually love the iPhone series, and having more power than ever with the A12 Bionic and all that just makes this experience even faster and as seamless as always. So it's excellent ecosystem here on the iPhone series, which is one of the main reasons why I still love it despite the higher price tag. The next reason I still love the iPhone is no carrier apps, something that clutters up phones. Apple really doesn't do this. It's one of the only ones on carriers that gives you kind of like an unlocked type of phone right off the bat. Now, this started way back in the Steve Jobs era, where he definitely didn't want carrier apps on his iPhones. So you still don't have that to this day, and that's pretty awesome because it gives you a clean OS right out the box. So iOS is very clean, and then if you go from one iPhone and upgrade a year later or 2 years later, you then already kind of know how to use it because there's not other carrier apps. What's this? What's that? I don't know. What is this doing on my phone? That's not going to happen here on the iPhone. Okay, so this is a huge one. Resale. Not only do iPhones retain their value for a very long time, they also sell much faster than other products, say if you sell it online or something like that, than competing Android phones from just a year ago. So try to go sell an S8 Plus versus selling an iPhone 10 right now. The iPhone 10 is going to net you at least twice as much money, if not more, than a Galaxy S8 Plus, which launched in the same year as the iPhone 10. So the resale value is a huge one because you're not taking as much as a risk as you think, because if you need to sell it, especially say you bought an iPhone and you said, you know what, I shouldn't have did that. I have buyer's remorse. If it's still pretty new, you're going to get most of the money back. So it's not that huge of a risk to buy one. If you keep it for a long time, well, then the phone's going to last you with software. So this is where the iPhone actually still holds some very strong value. Now, the next one is accessories. Now, the Apple Watch is the ultimate accessory, I think, to any iPhone experience, as well as the AirPods combined with an iPhone. That's like the ultimate setup right there for the Apple user. But those are Apple product accessories. I'm talking about things like cases to audio microphones, gimbals, DJI products. You also have, cases that are designed to be drop proof and things of that sort. You also have chargers, wireless chargers, stands, tripods, microphone, just so much stuff, lens attachments that can give you even more filming on your iPhone. So in conclusion, there's so many negative things that I've been hearing about the iPhone lately. It's like you go in the news app, or you go watch the news, or you go just read on any forums or anything. People are constantly bashing Apple lately, mostly the main critique being the price point. oh, it's this, it's that, it's too high cost, I'm not buying the phone, no way, I can just get another cheap phone. Well, you go ahead and do that, and the people that have purchased this are going to enjoy their high resale value. They're going to enjoy the 4K 60. They're going to enjoy their constant updates. They're going to enjoy the beautiful camera that they do get, the good battery life, as well as having plenty of accessories, great customer support. There's a lot of value being offered here, and I think a lot of people are acting like there's no value here in iPhone anymore, like there's zero value. Okay, take this phone away and see how people react. Yes, people would have a fit if Apple just decided to take away the iPhone from their entire product line. So yes, I have critiqued them in the past as Apple lost their mind, but this one I just wanted to be a little bit more positive, and these are the reasons why I still love the iPhone right here. What are your thoughts? Do you still love the iPhone? Do you not like it? And remember, you don't have to buy a XS Max. You don't have to buy a XR. You can get in the iPhone platform on a used iPhone 10 from last year. People are selling it in the 6s already. You can get a 7 Plus. You can get a 7. You can even get an older SE. Thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I'd love to hear what you got to say down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Nick here, helping you to master your technology. Be sure to be well, and peace.